Most of that interview was going in on Ten Hag, who he basically called fake, basically accused him of provoking him, lacking respect for him. There is no way back for Cristiano Ronaldo as we dive into this and discuss, what has been said. It isn't a shock because we'd had leaks, of course. It was worse than I thought and hoped it was going to be. It was a complete and utter dismantlement of Ten Hag as a manager, and I will delve into that. But before we do that, I just want to say, what was Cristiano Ronaldo's message to you, the Manchester United fans, if this is to be the end? He said, look, the fans will always be in my heart. The respect, and I hope will always be there, and I hope they never forget that. They'll always be on my side. Thank you. And the best bit of that interview, and it's such a shame that my mind has not been changed on two things. That one, the whole purpose of this interview is to get out of Manchester United. Beast said it wasn't even that bad. So it's not bad. It's not bad to sit in front of the world and basically slag your manager off. Oh, okay, that's fine, isn't it? Fucking hell. I mean, I don't know what interview you will not listen to. Maybe just a bit thick. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, with all due respect, he's just spent 15 minutes talking about how bad the manager is and how he's disrespected him. I mean, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's why it's bad. I'm not saying take Ronaldo's side. I'm not saying take Ten Hag's side. I'm saying it's, he's just sat and ended his career at Manchester United. You're never coming back from that. And that is, for me, very, very sad. But the best thing for me is that he should do this more. He should do this more because there were bits in there that were genuinely, across both nights, fascinating. And the best bit about that whole interview is when he spoke about Messi and said what an amazing player he is. As a person, we've shared 16 years together. I really respect him. He's a great guy. He's a great player. And I'd love to have dinner with him in the future. And that, for me, was just, goosebumps, because I'll be sad when Ronaldo and Messi aren't playing anymore. People try and have this debate about who's better, and they lose sight of the fact that how blessed we are to have had these two amazing players. I don't think we'll ever have that again. I think people will try and pretend we do. They'll try and pretend that Haaland and Mbappe are Messi and Ronaldo. And, anyone who thinks that is a fool. That was the best part of the interview for me. With Cristiano, I was fascinated by that. Ten Hag should consider himself lucky to have had the opportunity to manage a great like Ronaldo, says Div. Can't believe Ronaldo has a go at Ten Hag for saying the respect for his career when he said that instead of saying I don't think he's good enough, says Levi. You know what I think what this is all about, and we can all take sides. I choose not to take sides, and I'll tell you why I won't take sides, because that's the plan, isn't it? I see no point in taking sides. I think what this is about, and I think Ronaldo is right about this. This is about what he's done in his career. He feels he deserves respect for that, and he deserves to be listened to, and he's been frozen out. And that's what's happened. And he has been frozen out, and I don't disagree with him on that. And he's got every right to be pissed off. He's been frozen out. The new manager's come in. The board have backed that manager, and they've frozen him out from day one. And he just feels massively underappreciated, contradicted, and betrayed. And you can understand that. And I can also understand why Ten Hag's come in and said, I want to do it my way. It's football. Even Ronaldo says a few times, it is what it is. But ultimately, that's what it comes down to. He was our player of the year. He's one of our greatest ever players. And he's been frozen out, and he feels disrespected. And you can understand that. And they should have let him go. And above all of this, we still come back to the same thing. He should have been allowed to go in August, and we didn't let it go. And that's the thing. But what I would say before we dive into all of it, there is absolutely no point taking sides. The only side to take as a Man United fan is the side that we've got to move on. Stick with the manager and move on. Because even if you don't like Ten Hag anymore and you love Ronaldo, it's wasted energy. It's toxic energy because Ronaldo's gone. So if you're a United fan tonight sat there going, I'm on Ronaldo's side, you may as well just forget it and just get behind Ten Hag, because Ronaldo's gone. There is no choice. There's loads of what Ronaldo said that I'm like, yeah, I'm on his side about that. But there's no point. He's gone. He's finished. He's not going to be a United player anymore. So there is no Ten Hag or Ronaldo. It's a Roy Keane and Sir Alex again. When Keane was gone, I still loved him. I still respected him. But Sir Alex was here as the manager. So that's where we are. There's no sides to be taken. It's just over. That's what it was, that effect. Okay, here we go. When he walked off the pitch, Piers Morgan said to him, Gary Neville said it was premeditated. And Ronaldo said, this was against Spurs when he walked off, and Ronaldo said, they don't, yeah, well, Gary Neville says that, but they don't know why. They don't know the story behind it. I was provoked. Don't tell me top players are going to come on and play 3 minutes. When he said he respects me, I regret it. I apologise to my teammates. I don't regret not coming on. The coach doesn't respect me. He says things for the press, 100%. Says he likes me, but he's saying things for the press, 100%. He's saying positive things about me, and it's not the truth. He's saying it just for the press. So he's basically calling Ten Hag a liar when Ten Hag is saying positive things about him, and it's not the truth of what's going on behind the scenes. So obviously there's no relationship there. And he spoke about that in a little bit more depth as well. He said Ten Hag from the start wanted to show you... Piers Morgan said Ten Hag from the start wanted to show you who the boss was. He dropped you. He spoke about you in the press. And Ronaldo said, look, I understand the pre-season thing. You know, he said to me I hadn't had a pre-season, so I couldn't start games. But then he didn't do it with other players. And I'm not going to name who those players are because it's not fair, but he didn't do it with other players. I understand Man United have been so bad for the last 3 years that he's got a clean house. I accept that. But his communication wasn't the best. But there's no empathy there. It's not good. He doesn't respect me in the way I deserve, and it is what it is. Now, there's a lot in there, and I'm going to give you what my opinion is on this. If Ronaldo is right, and Ten Hag has spoken about him positively, and he's lying, you know, he lies to the press, saying positive things about Ronaldo when behind the scenes he's not positive about Ronaldo. Now, he's not the first manager in the world to do that. Sir Alex Ferguson used to do this all the time. You'd have a terrible game for United and you'd think, he's going to lose his shit afterwards? And he'd come out and blame the ref, or blame the opposition, or say we were unlucky. And you'd go, what the fuck is Sir Alex Ferguson on about? The players were shit today. But then behind the scenes, he'd go in on the players. So he'd protect the players publicly, and then behind the scenes, he'd go mad at them. And he got praised for that. Sir Alex got praised for that. The way he wouldn't throw his players under the bus, and he'd do it privately, and publicly he'd pretend everything was okay. So now Ten Hag is being criticised for doing something that Ronaldo's best ever manager did. I don't blame Ten Hag for coming out publicly and being nice about Ronaldo and positive about Ronaldo, even if behind the scenes he's not being. Now that will piss Ronaldo off because he'll say he's being fake. But no manager and no person comes out and speaks truth to the press. I mean, imagine if Ten Hag would come out and go, you know what? I'm fucking fed up of him. He's a big egotistical problem and I don't want to use him. And he's getting on my tits, to be honest with you. And I want him to leave. Imagine if Ten Hag had said that. We'd all go mad. So I don't have a massive problem with Ten Hag, even if Ronaldo's right, you know, lying to the press and pretending everything's okay. Because Sir Alex used to do that. And imagine the alternative to that. I don't see that how that works at all. I can't see that. So I understand now Ronaldo doesn't respect Ten Hag and Ten Hag probably doesn't respect Ronaldo, but I don't think that should have ever been played out publicly by Ten Hag, and I certainly don't think Ronaldo should have done it either. It's the one bit of the interview, and I heard Gary Neville earlier saying, I think it's great he's doing the interview, but I don't think it's great. I still don't think the interview was a good idea, because we're in the middle of a big season, and the manager who's got one of the hardest jobs in world football is now being scrutinised by one of the biggest, most popular people in the world. And I said this afternoon, didn't I, or this morning? Ten Hag's going to get a lot of hate from people now. Ronaldo's got millions and millions of fans who will just dislike Eric Ten Hag now, our manager. That doesn't make his life...